Welcome to Saraswati Teaching. Click on the subscribe button, then click on the bell icon to see all the notifications. No friends. How would you like to remain in loneliness without friends? Living without friends makes life like a hell. How would you pass your time in a lonely place which is far, far away from human habitation? I would pass my time in a lonely place by remembering my happiness moments that I spent with my friends and relatives. Now let's read a poem and find out what the poem is about. Alexander Selkirk. Alexander Selkirk. About the poet William Cooper, 1731 AD to 1800 AD, was born at Great Berkhamsted in Hertfordshire, where his father was a rector and his poems were published late in life. At the very end of his volume of poems, a few miscellaneous short poems were also included. One of them is the well-known poem containing the reflections of Alexander Selkirk. The poem reflects the freedom of his spirit in a lonely island. William Cooper's poem Alexander Selkirk is a well-known poem. It is based on a real-life story. Alexander was a Royal Navy officer who spent 4 years and 4 months on an uninhabited island in the South Pacific Ocean. Stanza 1. I am monarch of all I survey. My right there is none to dispute. From the centre all round to the sea, I am lord of the fall and the brood. O solitude, where are the charms that sages have seen in thou face? Better dwell in the midst of alarms than reign in this horrible place. Explanation. Alexander Selkirk says that he is the supreme ruler of the lonely island. There is no one to quarrel with him on that lonely island. He says that the island is surrounded by the sea and he is the ruler of birds and animals. He asks the lonely island, lonely place where the pleasures are. The wise men have seen. He says that it is better to live in the society among danger than to rule that horrible island. New words: monarch, supreme ruler, survey, to rule, right, claim, dispute, argue or quarrel, fall, bird, brought, animal, solitude, loneliness, thy, your, charm, delight. Lord, supreme commander, sage, wise man, dwell, live, reign, rule, horrible, full of danger. Who is Alexander Selkirk? Royal Navy officer. Who does I refer to in the poem? Alexander Selkirk. What does the word survey mean? To rule. What does Alexander Selkirk see all round? Sea. What does the expression fall and brought mean? Bird and animal. Who is the lord of fall and brought? Alexander Selkirk. What do you mean by solitude? Loneliness. Whom does Selkirk talk to? Solitude. Who see charm in solitude? Sages. Where would Selkirk prefer to live than the lonely island? Midst of Malrams. How was the place according to Selkirk? Horrible. Who is the lord of fall and brought? Alexander Selkirk. Stanza 2. I am out of humanity's reach. I must finish my journey alone. Never hear the sweet music of speech. I start at the sound of my own. The beasts that roam over the plain, my form with indifference see. They are so unacquainted with men. Their tameness is shocking to me. Explanation. Selkirk is far away from human beings. He thinks that his life will end on that lonely island. He cannot hear the sweet music of human speech. He is shocked at his own voice. He finds the beasts that move over the plain are indifferent to him, as they have never seen to a man before on that lonely island. The beasts are unacquainted with men. Selkirk is shocked by the tameness of the brats. New words. Out of humanity's reach, beyond the reach of human beings. Start, shock, or surprise. Form, person or animal, as visible. Roam, move about. With indifference, indifferently. Unacquainted, unknown. Tameness, attitude of submission and obedience. Sucking, causing shock. What did Alexander Selkirk describe the second stanza about the lonely island without human beings? Who is Selkirk out of reach? Humanities. How does he finish his journey? Alone. Why does he think that he will finish his journey alone? As he thinks that his life will end on that lonely island. What had Selkirk never heard in the island? Sweet music of speech. Why had Selkirk never heard the sweet music of speech? As he is alone on that lonely island. What is Selkirk surprised at? At his own voice. Why is Selkirk surprised at his own voice? As he has not listened to men for a long time, who roam over the plain. The beasts. How does the beasts on the plain see him? Indifferently. Who sees Selkirk indifferently? The beasts. Why have the beasts seen Selkirk indifferently, as they have never seen a man before on that lonely island? Who are unacquainted with men? The beasts. What is sucking to the poet? The tameness of the brats. Stanza 3. Society, friendship and love, divinely bestowed upon man. Oh, had I the wings of a dove, how soon would I taste you again? My sorrows I then might assuage in the ways of religion and truth, might learn from the wisdom of age, and be cheered by the sallies of youth. Explanation. Society, friends, love. Selkirk feels that society, friendship and love are God's blessing to man, so he wants these divine gifts of God. Selkirk desires to have the wings of a dove so that he can fly across the ocean towards his home and can meet his friends and relatives. Religion, truth, wise old men, company of young people. Selkirk wants to spend his times following religion and truth, and wishes to learn wisdom from elderly people and enjoy himself in the company of young men to make his suffering and sorrows less painful. New words: divinely, heavenly, bestow, give as an offering, assess, make suffering less painful, wisdom appease, wise sayings of people, Sally's lively or humorous remarks, cheered, delighted. What are the divine qualities bestowed upon men? Society, friendship, and love. What does Selkirk want to be to fly across the ocean? Dove. Why does he want to become a dove? To fly across the ocean to meet his friends and relatives. How does Selkirk want to spend his times? By following religion and truth. What does he wish to learn? Wise sayings of elderly people. Where does he want to enjoy his days? In the company of young men. Why does he want to spend his days in the company of young men? To reduce his sorrows and sufferings. Stanza 4. Ye winds that have made me your sport, convey to this desolate soul some cordial enduring report of a land I shall visit no more. My friends, do they now and then send a wish or a thought after me? Oh, tell me I yet have a friend, though a friend I am never to see. Explanation: Selkirk becomes despair as he has no friends in the desolate island. He requests the wind to bring some good news of his home and land, which he can never visit. He wishes to know if his friends remember him or not. Why have the winds made Selkirk their sport, as he was alone in that island? What are cordial endearing reports, pleasant and good news of his home and land? What does Selkirk ask the wind about his friends, whether they remember him? What does Selkirk want to know about his friends at native land? Stanza 5. How fleet is the glance of the mind compared with the speed of its flight. The tempest itself lags behind, and the swift-winged arrows of light. When I think of my own native land, In a moment, I seem to be there, but alas, recollection at hand soon hurries me back to despair. Explanation. Selkirk feels that the mind of the human being moves faster than wind and light. When he thinks of his homeland, he feels as if he is there for a moment. But when he thinks of his present soon, he becomes despair. Stanza 6. But the seafowl is gone to her nest. The beast is let down in his lair. Even here is a season of rest, and I too my cabin repair. There's mercy in every place, and mercy, encouraging thought, gives even affliction a grace, and reconciles man to his lot. Explanation. The seabirds and animals return to their homes to take rest. In the evening, Selkirk has to repair his cabin. Selkirk seeks mercy from God. He feels mercy is present everywhere, and God will grace him and reduce his sorrows and sufferings. New words: fleet, quick, glance, quick look, tempest, violent storm, leg, fall behind, arrows of light, rays of sunlight, swift winged, wing that moves very fast. Alas, sudden feeling of sorrow, recollection, memory, hurries back, brings back quickly. Seafall, seabird, let down, fall asleep, lair, wild animals, resting place or den, affliction, suffering or distress, mercy, kindness, reconcile, bring into harmony, lot, fate, who has maximum speed, glance of mind. What does the phrase swift winged arrows of light mean? Rays of sunlight. What do you mean lag behind? Fall behind. What do you mean by native land? Homeland. How does Selkirk find himself in his native land in a moment? In his thoughts, what hurries Selkirk and brings him back to reality? Remembrance of his loneliness in the desolate island. What is Selkirk surprised at his own voice? What do you mean by season of rest? Night time. Where have the animals returned to their abodes? From whom doth Selkirk seek mercy? God. What do you mean by affliction, suffering, or distress? What does to his lot mean? To his fate?